Hi, so I've had a couple of people recently ask me how to cut a pineapple. One person sent me a text and asked me, and the other person asked basically everybody through Facebook. But I told the one person that I would make a video showing how to cut a pineapple. First of all, there's not just one way to cut a pineapple. There's a lot of different ways to cut a pineapple, and I've tried them several different ways, and the way I'm getting ready to show you is the way that I think is best for me, and maybe you might find it's best for you too. Now, I already washed the pineapple. It's a good idea to wash pineapples because when you cut into them, you introduce into your food what is on the outside of it. So I use a small serrated knife. These knives are from a company, actually, I don't see the name of it, but it's a really good serrated knife. And a lot of times you think because it's a big pineapple, you need a bigger knife, but you don't. As long as you have a nice, sharp, serrated knife, it's adequate enough. All right, so one of the first things that you do is you cut off the bottom of the pineapple. There's little things that you can get to cut pineapples, pineapple core things, but for me, I feel like they waste a lot of the pineapples, so this way, I feel like I get more of the pineapple. Then you're gonna cut off the top of the pineapple. So as you can see, this serrated knife works really, really well. I have two cutting boards here because you're gonna get some of the residue and stuff off of the pineapple on this cutting board, so you'll see why I have two cutting boards. Now, I've cut both ends of the pineapple off. Now I'm gonna cut the pineapple exactly down the middle. And as you can see right here, there's a core in the center of the pineapple. You can see it on both ends. So I'm gonna cut right in the middle of that core and do the best that I can to cut down the very middle of the pineapple. So now you see you have two halves. Now you can see the core even a little bit better. You're gonna cut the pineapple again, right down the center of that core. And you're gonna do the same thing to the other half. So then you're gonna have 4/4. All right, so now the core that we've been talking about right here, you can see a little bit, it's a little bit darker, it's pretty obvious. You're gonna cut that core out of each one of your quarters. You're just gonna remove it. You're gonna do that on all 4 of them because that part's really tough. You really don't wanna eat that. Whoops. So you're gonna cut that out. And the last one. Okay, now you're gonna take the knife and you're gonna cut in between. I'm gonna put it down on flat on here. And you're gonna cut the pineapple out of this skin. So I'm cutting, kind of cutting about halfway in, kind of like, you know, carving along with the edge of it. And if you keep doing that, you just kind of pull on it and you pull your pineapple out. And then you have this left. You're just gonna get rid of that. So now you've got your core, you've got all the skin on the outside off. I go to the next cutting board because I don't want some of the residue that was left behind. You can cut it any way you want at that point. You can just cut. What I do, because I like pineapple chunks, is I will cut slices, just slicing right down. And then, depending on how big it is, sometimes I'll cut that in half because I want small chunks. And then I take all my little pieces and I just cut them just like that. And then just put them in a bowl. So now you got pineapple chunks. There you go.